Hey, it's Tom Schaff, and I am at the All-Star game. I'm getting ready to go home finally, and I wanted to report out because this is relevant to you. Brian Moses on Monday said that when two people get together, the one with the most certainty has influence on the other. I went on a game that I thought would be hanging out with my buddy, enjoying some history, seeing some sights, doing my passion. I found out I went to a sales training session. Brian Moses is amazing. There's a reason why he makes seven figures. It's because he decides what he wants and he does it with certainty. How do I know? I got a hat. This hat is from the Hot Dog Championships, and it's signed by Joey Chestnut, world record hot dog eater. Wherever we went, he'd be like, let's go meet him. Let's go get in front. Let's go do something. I want to report out what the outcomes are. Now, you ought to listen to this instead of hanging up right now, just to see what's certain. Now, here's what I'll share with you. I watched. I didn't want to screw up. I didn't want to taint the Petri dish. I lost out on experiences that I have some regret in that. And looking backwards, I was like, God, I wanted those experiences. I watched the master work. You heard some of the stories. Some of them are hard to believe. I was there in the front hand seat watching him work his magic, and I'll never be the same again. My question is, will you? So we are in the ballpark, and it's late, and it's hot, and it's humid, and the game is out of reach. There are home runs everywhere. The American League looks like it's going to win, and he says, let's beat traffic. Let's go home. I'm like, no way. We're not going home. They're going to come back. This could be a record game. I don't want to miss history. We're not leaving. He goes, okay, I'll stay. But if we're staying, you're going full out. We're going the distance. We're going to get back late. We are going to make this history of our own. I'm like, okay. So he says, go down to the field. So we're up a ways, and we've upgraded our tickets. But he's like, go down to the field. So I do what the master says, and I head down to the field and go right up to the field. And then I come back. And then he says, okay, you didn't get a ball. I'm going to go down and show you how this is done. I've been eyeing this seat. I'm going to go right to the front. I'm going to sit down, and then I'm going to come back with a ball from the game. Now, that's an interesting thing, and it's not the end of the world. It's not the beginning of the world, but it's a great challenge. Go to a game, leave with the ball, believing you will. And 20 minutes later, he comes back with the ball. He goes right to the second row. He sits down. He asks. He gets the ball. Okay, that's not that big of a deal. People leave with balls. He wasn't the only one. The game goes on. The American National League comes back. They hit some home runs. It goes into the 10th inning. And in the 10th inning, Alex Bregman, this is important, hits a home run. Then right after them, his teammate, George Springer, the MVP of the World Series, hits a home run. They win by 2. There are 10 home runs. This has never been done before. The former record was 6. The game's over, and Moses says, follow me. We head to the elevator, and he says, they say, can I help you? He said, yes, we're going to friends and family. Take us to the field service level or something like that. I'm like, what do we do? He's like, just shut up. We go down the elevator. We walk off. We see a tunnel. It goes straight to the field. He's like, let's go get a picture on the field. I said, our cameras are dead. He's like, so? We'll just go down the field. We'll find someone to take a picture of us, and then we'll just have them text it to us. Of course, go down onto the field that you don't belong on, ask someone you don't know that belongs there to take a picture, and then say, text it to us with your camera. Did it happen? It happened. We take the picture, we come back, there's the clubhouse. The clubhouse has all of the families, the dads, the moms, the wives, the little kids. They're all there waiting for their family. There's 45,000 people or so that are in the stands. There's less than 100 down outside of the clubhouse, and we're in it. Moses says, look for a plug-in. I said, yeah? He goes, yeah, let's plug in our phones so we can take pictures. We plug our phones in. I sit back and I watch the master work. We're now in the clubhouse. And there we are. We're sitting outside the clubhouse. We're in the inner side in the visitor. And all these guys show up in their long, I don't know what they're, Brendan O'Brien. What do you call it when a guy has a jumpsuit that you jump? The planes that fly over the stadium, those are the pilots. They're all the pilots that flew in the big, jets that went over the stadium. And there's Brian. Second night in a row that we run into the second group of pilots. Well, the first guy that comes out is Yan Gomes, Cleveland Indians, Kelly Mathey, Cleveland Indians catcher. He doesn't know who he is, but he goes up and says, can I get your picture? Sure. Gets his picture with Yan Gomes. They're cleaning out the lockers. They're pulling this stuff out. Big guy comes out. He goes, who's that? I go, that's Salvador Perez. He goes, is he good? I'm like, yeah, he's the best catcher in baseball right now. Johnny Bench, just when we talked to him today, referred to this guy, and he was huge. Can I get a picture with him? Sure. Brian Moses with Salvador Perez, who's been the catcher for about 5 years in the American League, all-star catcher. Next guy comes out. He goes, who's that guy? I'm like, dude, you're a Red Sox fan. That's Mitch Moreland, first baseman for the Boston Red Sox. Hey, I'm a Red Sox fan. Look at my hat. Can I get a picture with you? Sure. Mitch Moreland. He leaves his little cute kids and his smoking hot wife to come over and get a picture with Brian. I am cracking up going, the show is on. This guy comes up, and man, is he big. He is burly. He is strong. He's, who's that? I go, I don't know for sure, but I think it's Nelson Cruz. He says, who's that guy? I said, I don't know for sure, but he's obviously a player. Let's get our picture with him. So there's Brian with Edwin, I'm escaping his name. He won the game. He's the guy who got the win for the game. I don't even know the guy's name. He's Seattle Mariner. I'm not an American League guy. I'm a National League guy. And he's a new guy. But the guy won the game. I can't even remember his name. And there was Moses. Moses goes up to the big, strong fella. And again, this is perspective. Nelson Cruz is massive. This is a guy who's had 20 home runs for 9 years in a row or more. Over 20 home runs for over 9 years. Nelson Cruz, Rangers, and okay. He says, hey, get me a picture with this guy. Still has his uniform. Gets his picture with him. He goes, who was that? I'm like, really? He had a clear bat in his hand. That's Alex Bregman, third baseman for the Houston Astros. He hit a home run in the top of the 10th to win the MVP of the game. You just got a picture with the guy who had the bat in his hand, the clear bat, for being the MVP of the All-Star game, and you don't even know who he is. You can't make this crap up. He's like, hey, get me a picture with that guy. That guy looks good. Who's that guy? I'm like, are you kidding me? That is the MVP of the World Series last year. What team? Jesus Christ. It's the Houston Astros. That's George Springer. You just took a picture with George Springer, the MVP of last year's World Series. Now, I don't know who this guy is. He was clear. Oh, there goes my alarm. We still got to find out who these guys are because they're American leaguers. That guy, I don't know. Oh, there's Moses and I coming back from the field. This is the picture that was texted to us from someone else as we came back out of the field. Did I mention? All this happens, Moses has surgery. He's had his foot fused. So he's on a trike the whole time. He can't even walk. He's on a trike doing all this. This is Sun Shin Chu. He was Cleveland Indians, he's a Texas hitter right now. He's the designated hitter for the game. And so there's Mr. Chu. Craig Kimbrell, for those of you Braves fans and Boston Red Sox fans, he's the reliever for this team. There he is again. He goes up and he says, "Can I get a picture?" Sure. Then he says, "Can I have your jersey?" No. "Can I have your shoes for my kid?" Dude, really? No. He asks 13 players, 14 players for pictures. One says no picture. 13 people take pictures. One, he asks for his jersey and his shoes. The guy laughs and says, "Nah, that's okay. Really? No, that's going to be fine. No. No. What are you asking for?" You know, I sit here and I laugh and I think, why didn't I go sit out and hang out and get my picture taken with the All-Star Game MVP right 20 minutes after the game? Why didn't I go out and get my picture taken with the World Series MVP and a host of all these other folks? And the reason is I wanted to record history. Now, a lot of those pictures, by the way, I didn't take, most of them. Moses just did selfies. I watched the clinic because I was in disbelief that we would actually stay in there. Nobody asked us a question. Nobody chased us out. Nobody pushed us out. We never had a lie. We never had to push in. We merely walked into places with authority. We had no credentials. We had no passes. There were no challenges. We left as the last people to leave the All-Star Game. The only people left were janitors. What did I learn that I'm hoping you learn? We don't get kicked out of places. We don't get rejected usually. We give up. We don't even try. I don't try enough. I am so thrilled to see firsthand beliefs in action. Who's the person that you need to call, that you've been procrastinating on, that you don't make the call, that you make up that I can't call, that if I call too much, that bad things will happen? Who's the person that you haven't decided to see? Moses showed me you can go any place at any time and do anything you want. Now, he did it for sport. He did it because he could. He did it to show off. He did it because he but he doesn't even care who the players are. He didn't know who the players were. He put on a clinic to show me what was possible in the world of Brian. But that was all for him, for show, for experience. When we sell for others. We go to people to serve them, to help them get what they want. We don't go there because I want a sale. We go there because we want to serve another person. Why would we expect to get rejected? Why would we not try, given we can serve? Players roll their eyes. They're like, sure, let's get it over with. I saw their expressions. I saw their lack of engagement, but you saw the pictures. This happened 7-8 hours ago. After a 10-inning game in high humidity where people were tired and they got to get back to play a game tomorrow. Anything is possible. I hope that this was a fun lesson, a great example. And here's my challenge. Call somebody. Make your list and call somebody. Ask for the appointment. Get an appointment. Ask someone to buy. Get out and compete, contend, go and serve. On Friday, we're going to discuss this. We're going to work through limits. The time is now to take what we know and to use it. To know and not to do is not to know. So my encouragement, take some risks, swing for the fence, see what's possible. You'll never want to go back again. I can't wait to get home and go to work. I hope you are too. Tom Schaff, that's my experience. Welcome to the All-Star Game.